Okay, this next problem comes from this pyramid type shape. And we have 2/3, -1/4, and 1/3. The idea behind this is that we take these two numbers, add them together, or subtract them depending on what it's asking us to do, and we put my answer there. Then these two numbers get put in this box after you've added or subtracted them. And then you take the answers for those two, add or subtract them depending on what they want, and put that answer here. So I'm going to show you how to do that nice and neat on your paper. The first two fractions that I'm going to work with are 2/3 and -1/4. So the first thing I want to know is if they're the same sign, I can find the sum. If they're different signs, I find the difference. And one's a positive, one's a negative, so I am finding the difference. So we're going to call this number 19, and the two numbers are 2/3, and I'm subtracting 1/4. First rule, find a common denominator. Between 4 and 3, let's go ahead and use 12. 4 times 3 gives me 12, so 1 times 3 gives me 3. Remember, that is a negative number. 3 times 4 gives me 12, so 2 times 4 gives me 8. Then I can go ahead, and now that I have a common denominator, just subtract my numerators. 8 minus 3, that's 5/12. If I were to play tug of war, I'd realize that the 8/12 is larger, or the 8 is larger, and that would mean that my answer is positive. Then that answer of 5/12 belongs right here in this box. Then I go ahead and deal with the -1/4 and the +1/3. Again, different sign difference, so I have to take -1/4 and a +1/3. And lucky enough, 4 and 3 both can become 12s as my common denominator. That becomes a -3/12, and that becomes a +4/12. Now these numbers are no different. The 1/4 and the 3/12 are exactly the same value. Same thing with the 1/3 and the 4/12. All we've done is rename it. Now, I have to do a little flip-flop here because as I can see, the 4/12 is larger than the 3/12. So 4/12 and -3/12. 4 minus 3 is 1, and I'm left with 1/12. Play tug of war, and the 4/12 wins because it is a positive answer. That answer of 1/12 goes right here in this box. And then I'm really lucky because since they needed the same denominator, I also have the same denominators here. They're both positive answers, so I just have to add the numerators. 5 and 1 is 6, and that's 6/12. Now, depending on what your teacher wants, you may want the equivalent or the simplified version, which is 1/2. So this problem, which is only number 19, had 1, 2, 3 fraction problems.